Show, episode number 2. And today we're going to talk about what made us start our fitness journey. John, kick it off like a punter.
So, what caused me to start my fitness journey was I was pretty scrawny in high school, and I wasn't the strongest kid in high school either. Got picked on a little bit, and I didn't want to be that kid anymore, so I started lifting weights, and then got to college. Stuff went down, but I didn't want to be that small guy anymore either, so I started continuing to lift weights. I wanted to be that big guy in the room that nobody would mess with. You don't know if he could fight or not, but you don't want to test it to
so
find
when you
out.
say stuff went down, like you mean like there was problems that like
Yeah, problems. Just know stuff went down and like we good.
yeah. We good now.
We good now, and like I'm big. Like nobody want to mess with me. I hope not.
Was it like hazing?
Huh?
Hazing?
No. It was just drama. Just burnt bridges and just
Yeah.
a lot of stuff in the
Do
past.
you feel like it would have been somewhat preventative if you were, in where you're at right now?
Physically.
Yeah, if I could hold my own ground, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you feel more comfortable holding your own ground?
Yeah,
And why is that?
cause I'm strong. I can handle my own.
That's why.
Nobody. I mean, if you want it, you can get it.
But what I think John's going to is something a journey. Not myself, but I see a lot of people. They have they want to become stronger. They know they want to become stronger. They don't want to feel weaker to anybody. And then once they start working out, they feel strong. They are strong, and they just have this whole other attitude. And yeah, that's just an amazing reason to start. I see many people start the reason. My reason was a little different. I started off a very rough kid. I grew up the youngest child of 3 older brothers. We lived very poor in a poor community. My brothers, you can imagine, beat me up every single day. I lived on fast foods and burgers and pizzas and Chinese food, and that's what we had at the time, so that's what we were eating. And I just got big. I lived that unhealthy life, and I was a very rough child, getting a lot of trouble. Lived unhealthy from everything, the lifestyle I was living to not even working out. I was a little sports, but I kicked out of my sports and football because I was just too bad of a kid. Eventually ended up getting kicked out of school, and the reason I changed is because I realized I was hurting my mother, and that was not right for myself. It wasn't okay for myself, and it was at that point when I realized I was hurting my mother, and she was crying, and she wasn't happy because I brought myself to this point in the life that she made me decide and promise her to join the boxing gym. And so I decided, okay, I don't want to hurt you anymore, so let me go to join the boxing gym. Joined the boxing gym. My first day, got beat up, was told I was fat and needed to go run. But I fell in love with that sport at that time. And it was for me wanting to not hurt my mom and wanting to prove something to my mom and help make my mom proud of me, make me join that boxing gym. Now, that's not the reason I stayed. At that point, it was me wanting to become a better Paul. Me wanting to become a better version of myself is the reason why I stayed and continued to grow in my athlete. But the reason I started wasn't for myself. It was really to make my mom happy. But the reason I continued and the reason I flourished was for myself. That's just my story.
For me, it was kind of like similar to Paul, and a little bit with John too. Yeah, I grew up pretty much. We grew up poor too, so we grew up on top ramen and Spam most days. So going to school, I was pretty much like the nicest kid ever, and I was like maybe overly sweet, and I think that was like my downfall because I was an easy target, so I got picked on a lot. And I was super fat, I was too fat to even play sports, so that's how fat I was. So I got bullied pretty much all the way up until I'll say about 8th grade of middle school, and it was just pretty much horrible. I didn't really have any friends. Too afraid to talk to girls. Like, forget about that. Like, talking to a girl was like, that was gonna be, I'll get an anxiety attack off of that, man. No, not exact opposite now. So I actually got really sick. Me and my family went to Pismo, and I caught E. coli. So I got really sick. It was a really bad case of E. coli. So I lost a lot of weight in the process. I'll say like 50 plus pounds of just dead weight that was on me. So I lost a lot of weight, and then from there, I was able to join. I was joining football and basketball, and football wasn't really for me. Like I said, I was a nice kid, so I couldn't handle it's just football is just not my personality. It's just too much. It's too much aggression and too much. To me, I think I'm too intelligent for it. And basketball, I feel like basketball is always a mental game, and I feel like it's definitely more of a. I feel like it's more of a team sport, if that makes sense, because you rely so much more on your teammates than football. Football, you can just be really good individually, and you could shine as a wide receiver or
Football, not that.
or running back.
Go ahead. I mean, continue your story, but
That's
football
another
is not.
story.
Football is that's a whole other story.
That's
Football is
right.
very team related.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that, but
Yes.
I mean,
There's a lot more.
Without
there's a lot
a good
more, there's a lot
quarterback-
more people. There's a lot more people on the field, so
I hear
it's
you.
more
I hear
distributed.
you. I hear you.
You know, if you have one bad player on
I
the
hear
court,
you.
it's going to affect the whole team because there's only a certain amount of
Right.
people.
If you have one bad quarterback,
But if you have
Yeah.
one bad lineman, it's
But
different.
anyways,
Yeah, that's
I'm just biased. I played basketball my
basketball
whole life. I never liked football. So I decided to stick with basketball, and then we started conditioning. I lost a lot of weight. I got super thin. I was really skinny, and I finally built up enough confidence to actually talk to girls. And I was like 17 at this point, barely starting to talk to girls, and I still felt like I was fat and overweight, which was the weirdest thing. You know, I wasn't doing much weight training, so I was really skinny, but I still had a little bit of flat on me. So I still felt fat, and then eventually one of my coaches, shout out to I think it was Jermaine Tanner and Thomas Williams, they made me start lifting weights. And from then on, I started seeing my body change. Like, it was actually like super awe-inspiring because I was able to control how my body actually looked. And I was actually able to shape my muscle definition, which was like the craziest thing to me. So like, I could actually look like a Calvin Klein model, or I could look like a running back, or I could look like an all-star athlete just by doing these weights. So that was super awe-empowering. Stuck with that. Eventually got enough confidence, got a girlfriend, was on the basketball team, went to prom, and it started happening. So, it was almost like a life-changing experience, but all of it, was through health and fitness and sports and stuff like that. So I think the reason for me doing it is just I want to be the exact opposite of what I was as a kid, which was the super nice guy that always got picked on, that was fat and overweight, that couldn't talk to girls, to a lot of swag, talk against all the girls, in shape. So I wanted to make that flip, and I knew working out would do it. And then I eventually found out that, just being the person that I originally was in a healthy body is the person I need to be.
I feel like mine and Alex's are similar because like
Yeah.
you were overweight, I was like real skinny, underweight. Both got bullied, picked on. I was like way too sweet as a person, and people took advantage of that. And I was easy targeted as well.
Yeah.
I
I think we all have similarities in all of our stories. I think the similarity in all of our stories that we weren't happy with what we were doing and with our lives, and we wanted a better life, and we all found a form of fitness, whether it was basketball, whether it was football, whether it was boxing. We all found our fitness extracurricular activity that we could do and really put our energy towards, and we flourished and grew in that. And that could be, again, any sport, any weightlifting, any type of training, any running, whatever it is, but it improved our life. And it's doing that for so many other people's lives. And that's what we're so passionate about. Telling everybody, encouraging everybody to really take care of their health and fitness, because it's just changed our lives dramatically. You heard from where we started and to where we're at now. So if you want that, definitely health and fitness is the way to go. And if you are about that and you experience that, we encourage you to tell other people and just motivate other people. Help each other out, encourage each other. People, when you're, I have a household, a family, encourage each other to live that healthy lifestyle. Here in America, we're not living the lifestyle, so we need to encourage each other, hold each other accountable, and that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, because without good health, there is no wealth.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
All right, this is the VFF show, and it's time to go. We'll see you next time.
Nice.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Oh! What?
Oh.
It didn't record.
You want it?